Security analyst Adib Saani has stressed the need for legislators to prioritize their personal security and protection in the midst of agitations fueled by some of their aggrieved constituents. Now his response comes in the wake of attacks linked to some members of parliament accused of reneging on their promises.
Some lawmakers have been subjected to threats and attacks carried out by irate constituents for failing to meet their aspirations. On August 24, 2022, Member of Parliament for the Etrima Nwabia South constituency, Emmanuel Ejay, was chased out by irate and machete-wielding constituents over the bad nature of roads. A similar incident occurred when the Majority Leader and Minister of Parliamentary Affairs, Lawrence Osei-Chairman Sabonsu, was pelted with bagged water when he toured Swami to inspect road infrastructure. The exceedingly worrying situation has elicited a response from a security analyst, Adib Saani, who has admonished members of parliament to give priority to their personal security and protection. To him, the spate of attacks perpetrated against them can be best halted once they succeed in discharging their duties efficiently and effectively.
Well, it brings to fore the issue of security for parliamentarians. This is an issue that has come up in the past. As a result, they were given police bodyguards each. But to what extent can a single police officer ward off, let's say, a dozen belligerent individuals who are hell-bent on attacking the MP? It's almost improbable. That is why it's important to approach this issue from the very fundamentals. Why would constituents want to attack their MPs in the first place? Most of it has to do with frustration as a result of broken promises. We raise up their expectations, and when these expectations are not met, it creates room for frustration, and that can result in violence. I think most of it has to do with MPs and other politicians promising bridges even where there are no rivers. Already we know what is going on in the country with the issue of joblessness, the state of the economy, the impact it is having on people's livelihoods and their pockets. So already people are angry, people are so disheartened about what is going on, and sometimes they feel the only way to express their frustration is through violence, which I beg to differ, but we cannot completely shrug off. Okay, so beyond the security, politicians would have to learn to open up to their constituents, to reach out to their constituents as much as they can, even in the face of broken promises. But once you go to explain to them, this is what is happening, but you are disappointing them, at the same time you are continuously lying to them. So what do you expect? There's like the likelihood of that pushback, which could be violent in nature. The implications are dire. Today we've reported quite a number of cases, but the fear is this would not stop. This can only escalate until we address the issues that are already talked about. The fear also is, in as much as I detest it, I cannot in any way rationalize it. The fear is the increase in attacks might even lead to a loss of life. So it is imperative that we address the issue the way it is supposed to, and it's better than waiting until something fatal happens. But one thing is for sure, it's not going to reduce. We would only see it going up, and there's a direct correlation between people's reaction and of course the economic situation in the country. I must say, if you sit in the trotros and the taxis and you listen to the things people have to say about the current crop of leadership, it is sad. And I'm just hoping that in the face of all that is going on, we are able to maintain the peace and security the country has enjoyed over the years. We find a lot of young people sitting under trees at what we call the parliaments, unconstitutional parliaments. They talk about everything, grounds for, criminal elements. So if we deal with the human insecurities, particularly providing jobs for the youth, improving the economic situation, I don't think that anyone can be so disgruntled to the extent of wanting to, go after his representative. There's no justification whatsoever. I mean, I can understand their frustration, okay, but we're a country that is governed by the rule of law. We have processes and procedures to follow if you feel cheated or unjustly treated, rather than take matters into your own hands. That is criminal, that is unacceptable, and cannot be justified or rationalized by any well-meaning Ghanaian. We need to follow the due process. If you are not happy with him, vote him out. But when it is election, then he comes back as if he's changed with a money back, then you accept it. It emboldens them to continue lying to you. Okay, so it's up to the people to show their anger and frustration through the ballot box rather than taking matters into their own hands. They need to take their security very seriously. No, a police officer following you doesn't make you invincible, okay? And that is why, for example, I'm coming out with a series of training events, which is for free, by the way. I'm targeting different organizations, including Parliament, if they are interested. So we take them through what to look out for, even if they are walking, how to do the walking, how to security audits, not just themselves, but even their households and all that. I think that should be able to help. Education is the key.
Security, which is crucial to existence and harmonious living, should be championed by all and sundry.
That Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asaki Aringobit, has